right? And on a journey of life to discover myself and achieve, whatever I dream and I desire. Today's topic is a very interesting one, something that all of us are looking for, right? So there comes a point in our lives, not just one point, but many points in our lives, where it all becomes too much, where we get so tired to fight anymore. So the easiest thing that we end up doing is giving up. But we fail to realize that this is that point, this is that moment when the real work begins. And when I talk about the real work, it all surrounds around, to find hope where there seems to be none at all. And that's exactly the theme of our conversations that's going to be happening today, to find hope where there is none at all. It would be it is a fact, and I can't lie to you, that today's times are bleak. And in situations like these, when I talk about finding hope and maintaining optimism, seems a little bizarre. But it's more important to understand, what do we really mean by hope, right? If you look to start defining hope, some can call it as an expectation that they're having that things will turn up better, things will, start changing in the future. Or you can even say that it's an emotion. Or you can even say it's a way to motivate yourself to take an action. Or it's a coping mechanism that we ourselves develop to fight through a situation. But you asked me, how do you define hope? I would say it is a catalyst, okay, that brings or creates different behaviors within ourselves that help us handle the situations differently. Now, the best thing about us human beings is we have this super powerful tool, which we call as the mind. Okay. The beauty of this mind is like you feed it with the right ingredients, right? When I talk about the right ingredients, give it some hope, give it some optimism, give it some positivity, and you'll see the results will start amazing you yourself. Now, on the flip side, there is no one direct formula that we can start feeding into our minds, like you do this and you will start being hopeful overnight. It doesn't work that ways. And the beauty of our minds is such that it is influenced by the subtle hints that you give it. When I say subtle, even a slight change or a deviation from what you've been doing is very well perceived by the mind. We all come across situations in our lives where we feel so miserable, so hopeless. We feel like, it's the end of everything for us. But then that one change of behavior or that one change of thought can do miracles for us. There are a few tips that I would want to share, which I have learned from my own life, how to bring about hope when you see the end of the road. Okay, there would be 5 points that I would be liking to talk about. The first one is about learn to talk and learn to share, right? We all, at one point or the other, are in situations where we feel like we cannot see the road ahead. Okay, things look very dark. We don't know what to do. At that point, don't bottle things up within yourself, because one complication starts leading to the other. And over time, you start realizing that you are getting into a deeper mess. Learn to talk it out. Learn to share what you're feeling, what you're going through. So you never know, the other person can bring in fresh perspectives, can see things which you are not able to see. And it might just help you. It can just work out like miracles. Maybe you might not achieve 100% result that you're looking for, but at least somewhere it will help you. And that is for sure, right? So learn to talk, learn to share. Don't bottle things up within you. And the best part is, like, all of us go through similar journeys, right? Maybe the intensity and the timings may vary, but all our lives' journeys are pretty much the same. Secondly, start building a positive mind frame. Okay. Now, this is very easy said, very, very easy to say, but it's very hard to do it. Now, why is it hard? Because the reason is simple. We have this little voice that keeps running behind our minds, right? Always telling us what to do, what not to do. And this voice is developed with our past experiences. And you won't believe, it is a proven fact that this little voice that keeps talking behind in your minds is highly influenced by the negative instances in your life. It's very, very hard to get over it. And this is the reason that, makes us behave and react in a certain way, right? Some people might call your behavior weird, but they do not know, like, your past experiences have taught you to behave in a specific way, right? Now, how do you start overcoming these kind of situations? Start associating yourself with positive minded people, right? Talk to people who give you different perspectives, not the ones who are always complaining and bragging about themselves. Secondly, look back into your own lives, focus on your success stories. I'm sure each of us have plenty of success stories. Okay, we were not talking about the big ones, even the smallest of the smallest dreams that you've achieved. These can have a major impact on our mindsets, right? So start thinking good, start thinking positive. The third point is about keeping some time for self-care, right? If you are not able to love yourself, you will never be able to love anybody else wholeheartedly. Keep some time aside for your grooming, keep some time for your workouts, keep some time for your meditation. Start reading books, develop a hobby, do whatever makes you feel special. Because unless you start taking care of yourself, you will never be able to take care of anybody else. And it is also proved scientifically also, when the body mind are in sync, no situation is as difficult as it seems. And number 4, make a move, take an action. Everybody is fighting battles, maybe in their relationships, in their jobs, in the business that they want to set up, in the goals they want to achieve, in the desires that they want to fulfill. But just sitting and thinking and pondering over it is just not going to help any of us. Take that first move. Maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. Maybe you will get instant results, or maybe you will not. But at least get up and make that first move and just let it be there. Okay, don't start again, getting into a guilt mode. Did I do the right thing? Should I have done it differently? No, don't get there. Just do what you have to do, what you thought at that moment was the right thing to do, and let it be. And trust me, you will get back your answers in some way or the other, whether you needed more efforts or your efforts were sufficient, but there will be an answer for sure. Your efforts will be acknowledged sometime or the other. And last but not the least, learn to be honest with yourself and always have the feeling of gratitude for everything and anything in your life, right? When you are honest with yourself, your mind is never battling dualities. It is not in a running a conflict. Did I do the right thing? Now, did I tell a lie? Now, if I have to tell a lie, I have to tell 100 more lies to cover it. Don't get into those battles. Be honest. And then you will realize, you will find yourself being a lot more calmer within your own self. And when your mind is at ease, handling any situation that comes in your life gets a lot more easier. And the last point I would want to conclude is with, paying gratitude. That's one thing that we always keep forgetting, but is a very, very essential thing. Be thankful. And when you be thankful, it just gives you that feeling of, an accomplishment. It just gives you an amazing feeling. Unless you do it, I really can't express that in words. It's something that you really need to start doing and feeling for yourself. Now, before I end my speech, I would like to share a poem with all of you. Venichi, if you could just put it up on the screen, please.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So this is a little poem that I came across, during the week, and I found it very beautifully resonating with the theme that we have, right? Of how to find hope when there is none. So it talks about the story between a tree, an oak tree, and the wind. Okay, let's read it all together. And it has a very deep hidden meaning within it. And I'm sure we all will get that across. Right? So this is a poem about the oak tree. It says, a mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak tree leaves away, then snapped its boughs and pulled its bark until the oak was tired and stark. But still, the oak tree held its ground, while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke, how can you still be standing, oak? The oak tree said, I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shake my limbs and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing stronger since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of how much I could endure. But now I've found, with thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew. Thank you. And this is all what I had to say, about different ways we can look for inspirations and different, coping mechanisms of finding hope to lead a better life. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Very nice.
Great start.
I think during these times, particularly, right, when we are seeing so many challenges around, and